This is the application you found attached to the first lecture. Here you are able to see a couple of components I created, and you can see that we got a root user component, and then we got two child components, the details and the edit component here. This is also something you see in the app view file here. Here I got my user component, and in there I got the two child components. This is also using scoped styling so that the parent component, the user component, has this light blue background, whereas the detail component has the red and the user edit component has the green background, so that we can clearly see what component is, well, which component is what. So this is the setup we're using here. Now the first thing is I want to be able to pass data from the parent to the child. And to do this, I want to simulate that in my user component here, I actually do have a button I can click to change some data, which I then pass down to the user detail component. So for that, I'll add a new button in my user component, and here I'll say change my name. This allows me to, well, change my name surprisingly. In order to be able to click this button, I need to add a click listener, and I will call change name, a method I of course have yet to create. Now, in order to change it, I, in my object down here, need to have some data which can be changed. So I'll add a function, as we should in anything which is non the root view instance. And here I will return an object holding my data. Now, in this object here, I will have my name, which is max by default. And now I also want to have my methods property, my methods object here, where I will have the change name method using ES6 syntax here with change name and then parentheses. Here I want to change the name. And to change it, I will simply say this name equals Anna. So this is the change I'll make once this method gets called. Now I don't want to output this name in my user component here. Instead, I want to output it in my user detail component. So there, let's say I have my many details and one of them is the user name. And I somehow want to output name here. But of course, name isn't a property in this object. So I could, of course, create the object and I could create my data field there and have a name property. But how do I get the name from the parent component? This is the question I want to answer now.